Welcome to the series where I test out money-making methods from the OSRS Wiki. Feel free to leave suggestions on which moneymaker you'd like to see next. And also, if you didn't already know, I have a nice playlist that I've created that has all of the previous moneymakers that I've already tried, so go ahead and check it out if you haven't already. With that being said, let's get into the video. So for this video, I was looking through the OSRS Wiki and I wanted to see if there were any good moneymakers, and I stumbled upon this one. And we have done some herblore moneymakers in the past, and I noticed that the profit that was shown here for the Toadflax potions was actually pretty high. Especially when you consider the fact that you really don't need that high of an herblore level. It shows here that it is 34, and of course you need the quest Druidic Ritual, which unlocks the skill. Besides that, just a cash stack to buy the supplies, but relatively low requirements. Now of course they do show that you need a bunch of money, a couple mils, but in reality you really don't. Of course it does help if you have a bigger cash stack, that way you don't have to wait around for offers all day, but you can start off with a very low amount if you want to. Just make sure that if you are going to do this moneymaker that you check the prices of the herbs and the unfinished product, that way you can see if it is still a viable moneymaker, because prices are always changing. And you'll see later on throughout this video that we actually got pretty lucky and made a little bit more money than I was expecting. Now as for the gear setup, you can wear whatever you want. I'm just in my graceful because I'm always running around RuneScape, so that's what I have on, but again, you can use anything. Really the only item that I would bring if you have it is the herblore cape, because you can actually make a little bit extra money if you have it. Instead of buying the Toadflax herbs, you can just buy the grimy version, which are cheaper, and you can mix those in with the vials of water without having to clean them. But of course you do need 99 herblore to do this. But besides that, wear whatever you want, wear your best fashionscape, it doesn't matter. And for the inventory, all you're going to need is the 14 vials of water and the 14 Toadflax. Now just like my other herblore money making methods, there are some plugins that you can use. I'm going to be doing it here in the crafting guild, and I'll show you the plugins real quick, but before that I will also show you the bank fillers and how to set them up, and the of course X option, because some people ask how I left click and take out 14 at a time. So that's how you do it. You just withdraw X amount and then set your quantity on the X, and you can always left click to get 14. And for bank fillers, I'm just doing this to make banking a little bit easier. I'm putting the two items right there next to the deposit inventory button for very fast banking. Now as for the Lawliet plugins that I'm using, the first one I'm using is the camera zoom plugin, and that is just to get a little bit closer to the chest. As you can see here, we zoomed in a little bit more, and this will help us position it in a way where we can click on the chest and have our button hovering over the deposit inventory button, as shown by the yellow marker here, which is a screen marker. And with Lawliet, you can set these screen markers anywhere on your screen. It's a very handy feature. And here I'm just making one potion so that I can make a placeholder, because if I didn't have a placeholder for this, then I wouldn't have been able to bank the unfinished potions during this 1 hour. But yeah, that is pretty much it as far as setup goes. Once you have everything set up, this is a pretty chill moneymaker. I'm not going to say that it's completely AFK, because really you only get a couple seconds where you're not doing anything. You do have to click, quite a bit whenever you're getting your potions out, or your vials of water and your Toadflax to make the unfinished potions, but as far as some other moneymakers go, it is relatively chill. Now there are actually a couple of shortcuts that you can use that are actually within the game itself and not Lawliet, and that is the escape key to close the bank interface, and of course you can hit spacebar to make the potions instead of having to click on them. And I suppose if you wanted to make a little bit more money, you could buy the grimy version of the herbs and clean them off before making them into unfinished potions. Just keep in mind that with this moneymaker, even though you are making a decent amount of money, you won't be getting any XP in herblore. The only way that you'd get herblore experience from this moneymaker is if you did have 99 herblore and you were using your cape to put the grimy version of the herbs directly into the vials of water. In that case, you would get the XP that you would if you were to clean them yourself, so that's pretty nice. So again, if you do have 99 herblore, I highly recommend wearing the cape, because not only can you search it for unlimited pestle and mortars, you can also use it to make a little bit extra money by buying the cheaper version of the grimy herbs. And speaking of the herblore cape, I have gotten some recommendations to do a moneymaker where I'm just searching the cape for a full hour and selling off all of the mortars that I get, but Honestly, I don't know if you guys would actually enjoy watching that, but to be fair, I have done a picking flax video, so I suppose I could do it one of these days, but it just seems like a abnormally silly moneymaker to do, but who knows, I might try it out. Now, I do want to say if you have a very high herblore level, make sure you look at the OSRS Wiki to let you know what moneymaker is the best when it comes to herblore, because I do believe that Snapdragon potions are still more money than Toadflax, but of course they do have a higher herblore level requirement, so the higher you have it, the more options you get, and you might be able to make a lot more money. Now, I did say earlier that this moneymaker was pretty chill, not completely AFK, but I mean, it's chill enough to the point where I was not 100% efficient. There were a couple moments where I forgot to click on the bank instantly because I got carried away with something else that I was working on, but yeah, pretty relaxing, not a bad moneymaker, just remember that you're not going to get any XP for this. Now, I've also noticed that views on the channel have been down recently. The last couple of videos haven't been performing as well as the other ones, and I'm not too stressed out about that. I'm definitely not going to stop making these types of videos because they still get a lot of positive feedback. Now, if it was a different situation and the videos were performing badly, whereas they were getting a bunch of dislikes, then obviously, yes, I would stop making them and try something else out, but I think for now it's just, I don't know, it could be a YouTube thing, it could be maybe people are losing interest, but still, as long as people are requesting certain moneymakers that they want to see, I'll always be making videos on that. Now, this isn't to say that those are the only types of moneymakers that I'll be making. Definitely when I have more time, I do enjoy doing other stuff, like killing bosses and doing really big loot videos. It has been a long time since I've done a huge loot video of like 1,000 kills, but it's something that I definitely want to start working on again. But of course, those videos do take a lot longer to make, but still, they're a lot of fun, and whenever I do have the time, I would definitely work on those and work on trying to get those out. So yeah, although views are down, I'm still getting positive notes from you guys. You guys still seem to enjoy them, so I'll keep making them. And honestly, I mean, just to be where we're at right now is pretty amazing. When I first started making videos, I didn't think that it would take off the way that it did, but we are approaching, I believe, 9,000 subscribers, which is still a crazy amount to me. I just want to say thanks for all of you who have stuck around and all of you that leave your suggestions and your positive feedback and really any feedback at all. But yeah, it means a lot. But enough rambling. We are approaching the end of our 1 hour of making these Toadflax potions, and we can go ahead and see how much money we truly made from all of this. So if we do a small little price check, we can see that we made just over 4,000 of these potions, valued at around 9 million. So that was pretty cool that we were able to make more than what the wiki suggested, and that was with us not being 100% efficient. So if you are a better player than me, which most likely you are, you can definitely make a bit more than I did. And this is the part where I got lucky. The potions were actually selling for a lot more than I thought they would. I just put them in there for 2,300 and we got a nice chunk of change back. I was fully expecting to sell these for a smaller profit than what we eventually got, considering that I did spend quite a bit of money on supplies. But yeah, there's the price check, as you can see, 9.5 mil, almost 0.6. And now we can do a calculation to see how much total profit we made after this 1 hour. So if we take into consideration the cost of the vials of water and the Toadflax, we get 8,818,614 GP. Subtract that from the total amount of money that we made, which was 9,584,376 GP. We get a grand total profit of 765,762 GP. So definitely not bad for 1 hour of pretty chill work. Now again, we did get very lucky because the potions sold for a lot more than I thought they would. Maybe they spiked up at the last minute and we just happened to catch them on the peak. But yeah, it was actually a really nice surprise to see that, because we did buy the Toadflax for max price, so we could have made even more money if we put in a low offer and let it sit in overnight. So make sure you do that if you are attempting to do a moneymaker like this. I just want to say thanks for checking out the video, and if you enjoyed, please consider giving it a thumbs up and maybe even a subscription. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next episode.